Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Trinity Faith, and you're watching Life as a Transgender Truck Driver. I wanted to get into more details about my life. I was born in San Diego, California, where I lived. One of the memories I lived right up the road from the old Padre Stadium, the Charger Stadium, right up the street, like 2 blocks. They called it Jack Murphy Stadium. I remember at that time period, there was a whole lot of my father being gone. He used to have to go out on the ships like 6 months at a time, and he was gone quite a bit. But that was during, I don't know, maybe 5 years old, 6 years old, something like that. And the lady that we were living with, I always thought that she was my real mother. I didn't find out that she was my stepmother until, several years later. But one of the incidences that I remember during that time period was that I was going to a school, and I somehow managed to talk a little girl out of her clothes in the middle of the classroom. And we were taking off our clothes, getting ready to switch them, and I got in trouble for that with my teachers. There was a teacher and the teacher's aide. Anyways, they told my stepmother. My stepmother happened to be working at the same school, and she told them that I couldn't participate in the Valentine's Day, trading cards and getting candy and stuff like that from the rest of the classmates. And this happened on that day. I remember I was wearing like some blue or gray corduroy pants, a belt, and a polo type shirt or whatever. But she had a pretty dress on, and I wanted to wear it. So anyways, like I said, I got in trouble, and they had me go inside of like a playhouse that we had in the classroom, and they closed the doors and the windows so I couldn't see out to see what the rest of the class was doing and participate. But for some reason, the teacher had all the students line up and go to the door and knock on it, and then everybody ended up giving me a hug or whatever like that. But that was one incident of me wearing or trying to wear female clothing, and it was brought to my attention that it wasn't a really good thing. It was frowned on, which now that I'm older, talking to a girl out of her clothes really isn't the thing to be doing. So anyways, as I got older, going to like Sunday school and trying to put the pullover dresses that they let the kids play around with, a lot of the boys tended to be putting on like the clown wigs and the clown nose, doing the fake check thing. But I always tried to put the dresses on, and was many times told, no, I can't do that, I'm not allowed to, I need to play with boy toys, do what the boys are doing, not what the girls are doing. That was another incident. When I was about like 7 or 8 years old, I was, I think, like in the living room or wherever I was. I can't remember exactly. But somebody called on the phone, and next thing you know, my dad's saying, "Oh, your mom's on the phone. Come answer the phone." And as I was running to the phone, I happened to notice that like my mom was in the other room, and I was kind of puzzled. So I get on the phone. She says that she's my mom, and that I was going to go live with her. And that kind of like threw me for a loop at first. To me, it seemed like it was like just like the very next day I was on a plane, which, yeah, I flew on a plane by myself. Got the little American airline wings that they let you put on your clothes, and got escorted around by a stewardess. But I get to my mom's house, and of course she's remarried, and he went out and he tried to buy me like football and baseball and everything boy stuff, and not not just the fact that I really didn't want to play with the boy toys. I had resentment, misunderstanding, or didn't understand what was going on exactly, so I tore it all up. Really didn't give him a chance to be a father or father figure of any sort to me. So, yeah, that brings me to my mom's house, which she lived in Texas. She was in the military there. She's gotten out of the military and just happened to stay there. But I really didn't want to be staying at my mom's house. I had one of those childhood where I always wanted to be somewhere else. I didn't want to be at home. I wanted to be at a friend's house, which I didn't have very many friends. I only had like one or two. Didn't want to be at my mom's house. I used to go to my sister's house, which she's 6 years older than me, one of my sisters. Used to go to her house. She was married, and one particular time she kind of like tricked me and was like, let me put makeup on you, and I kept telling her no, but in my mind I was secretly, I was wanting to, but I didn't want to sound or seem too eager, so I kept telling her no, and she finally said, if you let me put on the makeup, you can go run and wash your face off before my husband gets home, and nobody will ever know. So I was like, okay. So she put the makeup on me, and we were having a good time. She was enjoying herself. I definitely was enjoying myself. And her husband pulls up. We hear him outside, and I take off to go run to the bathroom. And my sister tricked me, and she locked the bathroom door. So of course her husband saw me and made fun of me. So I felt awkward and weird and like ashamed for, that was another instance where I felt ashamed of wanting that or enjoying that. A few years later, probably about when I was like 13 or 14 years old, I won't get into details of that night because I'm not trying to promote any kind of bad things to anybody. I don't know who's watching, how young people are that are watching, but needless to say, I wasn't exactly in my right mind, and somebody got the idea, hey, let's dress Trinity up. That wasn't my name, but dress him up like a girl, and we can go trick-or-treating like that. And I was like, cool, because it was somebody else's idea. It was Halloween. It wouldn't be, too weird or whatever. But I really enjoyed myself. I got a lot of candy that night, more than everybody else. And I just felt like this sense of, I was at ease with myself, I guess you could say, or I was at peace. I felt complete. But then, of course, Halloween was over, and I wasn't, couldn't dress up the next day. So then I felt this sense of, like I was missing something. I was missing part of me. I always tried to do the macho thing. At that point, I guess I didn't want people to know what was going on in my mind or anything. So I always tried to do the macho thing. Jumping off cars and doing stupid things, fighting, doing the whole firecracker thing, throwing them on neighbors' doorsteps and what have you. When I moved back out to California to live with my dad, was when I started high school. Or actually, I started high school in Texas, but I failed my 9th grade year. Or halfway through my 9th grade, like the half of the school year I was failing. So I went to go live with my grandparents in Ohio. Did homeschooling, and I did like a whole 9th grade school year in like half the time. So I passed that, and it put me back in 10th grade where I was supposed to be at. Then I went back out to California to live with my dad. And I just didn't fit in anywhere. I mean, I was a country boy, I guess you can say, but wore the Western clothes, but I really didn't really fit in. It wasn't really me. While all the other girls were, able to wear the Rockies and their skirts and, the girly, tops and the pretty tops, got the cutouts. and in the neck, the little lace or whatever in the back. I couldn't do none of that. I wasn't allowed to. I didn't want to get picked on for one. My father was pretty much, do as I say type person. But needless to say, I never really fit in. I didn't feel like I fit in. My stepbrother Mike, he allowed me to do bull riding. He would take me to the practice arenas. That was a macho thing that I can do. I did join the high school rodeo team, but for some reason I wasn't allowed to ever go to a rodeo to participate. Something, I don't know, whatever the reason was, I wasn't able to participate. I tried to hang out with all the guys to, I don't know, make myself seem tough, or, not have feelings of being a girl or whatever, trying to do the boy things. When I was 17 years old, I graduated from high school. I joined the military. I thought, what better way to hide from myself? I would definitely have to fit, like a certain mold, being in the military, which it worked, it did. When I got out of the military, for some reason they did some sort of like evaluation when I got out, and the guy asked me if I happened to be transgender, if I knew what that was, and at that time I didn't know what it was. And he explained to me, short terms, what it meant, and I had to beg him not to put that on my discharge papers, on my DD-214s. I begged him and begged him. I tried to explain to him, my family's in the military, they're gonna know. So he didn't put that on there. But then that left me wondering that if a total stranger could see through, who I was, that scared the hell out of me. So I tried to do the whole marriage thing, have children, and that wasn't really satisfying things. That's a whole nother story within itself. Then the previous woman that I was with her for 12 years. We never got married, but we were dating, living, as basically husband and wife, so to speak. And just, my life just seemed incomplete. I mean, she completed me as far as she was wonderful. It wasn't nothing to do with her. It was just with myself. I didn't feel good about myself or whatever. So I finally just came out and told her. And I had told her probably the worst day of the whole year. I told her on Valentine's Day, and she flipped out. Called me a faggot. I'm a homosexual. I'm gay. I like getting it up the ass. Excuse my language. Ridiculed me. Just told me I was crazy and stupid, and I got scared. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It's just in my head. It's nothing. I'm stupid. And that was kind of like put away. Then in November or October, a life event happened at our house, and she was just saying things, talking about people needing to be open and honest with each other, and secrets this or that. And it got me thinking, and I was like, you know what, like, you're right. And so I told her again, I'm transgender, I'm gonna go through the process of transitioning, and that pretty much ended our relationship. She says she's not a lesbian, she can't be with someone who's trying to portray themselves as a woman. Pretty much told me that I am a walking, talking deception, I'm a clown, I'll never be a woman, I'll always be a man, no matter what, no matter how I look or what parts I add or remove or have fixed, my DNA is always going to say that I'm a man. So that kind of ended that, and really I'm making these videos because not only is it documenting my story, how things are going, for people to see, I guess it gives me someone to talk to help me through it, you know, so I don't feel alone. Like the title says, life as a transgender truck driver. I'm a truck driver. You know, I'm out here on the road. You know, I deal with customers. I deal with the shipper receiver. You know, I go inside the truck stop to get fuel or buy food. But other than that, I really don't have an interaction with anybody. I don't have anybody to talk to. I don't have someone to sit next to me, you know, give me a hug when I need it or anything like that. You know, it's just all me. And doing this type of work, you know, it's a more male, prominent career. And truck drivers are already stereotyped that they're dirty, they're filthy, perverts, you know, they screw any person that they meet, and that's not all truck drivers. And then to top it off, I'm transgender, so when people see me, I got a double whammy, just, you know. So I think I'm gonna end this video right there. I don't know how long the video is, but I'm sure it's getting pretty long. So, you know, leave your comments, ask me questions, help me keep these videos rolling. Sorry it took a week or more to get my next video up, to kind of explain a little backstory of who I am, where I came from. If there's anything that you want me to elaborate on, ask, and I will do my best to explain. Thank you for watching, guys, and, you know, like the video and please subscribe. Pass the link around, share with your friends. That way it'll keep me motivated and keep me putting videos down. Again, you know, excuse the voice, don't let it fool you. I am working on it. I am trying to feminize my voice, but I don't feel comfortable enough right now to even to attempt to use a feminine voice right now. Not just the video purposes. I don't like the way it sounds myself, and I know everybody says that you sound different to yourself as you do to other people. So I'm working on ways to try to hear what I really sound like and ways to improve my voice. So, alright, thanks guys, bye, and lots of love to y'all out there.